Ever taken your car in for a simple oil change, only to leave with a bill that looks like you bought a whole new car? You're not alone. Today, we're exposing 10 car repair scams mechanics don't want you to know. These are tricks that cost drivers hundreds, even thousands, every single year. Stick around, because scam number 1 might be the sneakiest of them all. If you're new here, welcome to Truth Tuned, the channel where we break down scams, car hacks, and hidden truths the auto industry doesn't want you to know. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next breakdown. Number 10. The Phantom Repair Scam. The Phantom Repair Scam is one of the oldest tricks in the mechanic's playbook, and it's still surprisingly common. In this scam, the shop charges you for work that was never actually performed. For example, they might claim they replaced your cabin air filter, rotated your tires, or even changed spark plugs. Yet in reality, your car left the shop untouched. Sometimes the scam is subtle. The bill will look official, with parts and labor neatly itemized. Other times, the mechanic might walk you through a long explanation, full of jargon, to make it sound convincing. But when you look closely, you realize nothing was swapped out, nothing was cleaned, and nothing was repaired. Why it works? Most people don't check. The average driver doesn't know where a cabin filter sits or what it looks like, making it easy to trick them. Trust in authority. Many people feel intimidated by mechanics and take their word at face value. Small ticket scams. Since the scam usually involves less noticeable parts, filters, fluids, minor services, it doesn't raise immediate suspicion. Red flags. They refuse to show you the old part that was supposedly replaced. Your car is returned too quickly for the work they claim to have done. The new part looks identical to the old one. Dirty screws, no new packaging, or obvious signs it wasn't touched. How to protect yourself. Ask to see the old parts. A reputable mechanic will always give you the option of seeing the parts they've replaced. Mark your parts beforehand. Put a small sharper mark on filters, spark plugs, or other easily removable parts. If the mark is still there after the repair, you know you've been scammed. Do basic checks yourself. Learn how to check simple things like air filters, wiper blades, and fluids. This makes it harder for scammers to trick you. Get a second opinion. If you're not sure whether work was actually performed, take your car to another trusted shop. Even a quick inspection can reveal if you were cheated. Keep records. Compare invoices over time. If the same repairs show up again and again, that's a major red flag. Real-world example. A driver was billed $120 for an engine air filter replacement. When he checked at home, the filter was caked with dirt, clearly never touched. After confronting the shop, they refunded the money. But many customers never look and keep paying for phantom repairs year after year. Number 9. The Battery Replacement Scam. Car batteries are one of the easiest upsells for dishonest mechanics and quick lube shops. The scam usually starts when they run a free battery test. They hook your car up to a small handheld device, then show you a confusing chart or printout claiming your battery is weak, low, or in danger of failing. In reality, your battery may still have years of life left. Why do they do this? Because batteries are high-margin items. A shop can buy them wholesale for $60 to $80, then sell them to you for $180 to $250, plus installation. If they convince just a few customers a day, it's easy money. Why this scam works? Fear factor. Nobody wants to be stranded with a dead battery, so drivers panic when told theirs is weak. Confusing results. Battery testers often fluctuate based on temperature, recent use, and how long the car has been running. A single low reading doesn't mean it's failing. Impulse buying, by claiming it could die any minute. They pressure you to replace it immediately rather than shopping around. Red flags. They only show you one test result without retesting. They pressure you to replace the battery on the spot. The shop can't tell you the actual age of the battery or show corrosion/physical damage. They refuse to let you keep the old battery. Some even resell them. How to protect yourself. Know the age of your battery. Most batteries last 3 to 5 years. The manufacture date is usually printed on a sticker. Check it before agreeing to a replacement. Ask for multiple tests. A legitimate shop will retest after running the engine or waiting a few minutes to confirm results. Get a free second opinion. Auto parts stores like AutoZone or Advance Auto Parts will test batteries for free. Watch for overpricing. Compare prices online. If a shop is charging $250 for a battery, you can buy at Walmart for $120. That's a scam. Keep your old battery. If you do replace it, take the old one with you to prevent shady resales. Number 8. The brake job ripoff. Brakes are one of the biggest moneymakers for shady shops because they know customers won't risk driving with bad brakes. A common trick is charging you for a complete brake job, but only replacing the pads on the front wheels. Another scam is claiming your rotors are warped and need replacing, when in reality they could be resurfaced for a fraction of the cost. Some mechanics even exaggerate normal wear and tear to make it sound urgent. Why it works. Brakes are tied directly to your safety. When a mechanic says they might fail, most drivers panic and agree to whatever repair is suggested, no questions asked. Red flags. Scare tactics like, your brakes could fail any second. A suspiciously high bill without proof of replaced parts. No offer to show you the worn pads or rotors. How to protect yourself. Ask to see the old pads and rotors. Honest shops will keep them for you. Get a second opinion if the cost seems high or the explanation feels rushed. Know the basics. Brake pads generally last 30,000 to 70,000 miles, and rotors can often be resurfaced instead of replaced. A driver was told all 4 rotors were unsafe and quoted $900 for replacements. He went to another shop where they simply resurfaced the front rotors and changed the pads for $250. The car was safe, and he saved hundreds by not falling for the upsell. Number 7. The fluid flush scam. Fluid flushes are one of the easiest ways for shops to pad your bill. They'll recommend transmission flushes, radiator flushes, or even power steering flushes, claiming it's routine maintenance. In reality, most modern vehicles are designed to go tens of thousands of miles before needing these services. Some fluids are even labeled lifetime by the manufacturer. Why it works. Customers often don't know the exact schedule for fluid changes, so when a mechanic warns that dirty fluid can ruin your car, it creates urgency. Since the job sounds technical and preventative, many drivers agree without question. Red flags. They recommend a flush at every oil change. They don't show you the actual condition of the fluid. The price is far higher than what's listed at your dealership or in your owner's manual. How to protect yourself. Check your owner's manual for the real service schedule. If it doesn't mention a flush at 5,000 miles, you don't need one. Ask to see the fluid. Transmission and coolant fluid can be checked visually. If it looks fine, don't replace it. Get a second opinion before approving any costly flushes. A driver was told during a routine oil change that their car needed a $300 transmission flush immediately. After checking the manual, they found the first flush wasn't recommended until 100,000 miles, over 60,000 miles away. By walking away, they saved hundreds of dollars. Number 6. The spare parts switch. Some shady mechanics don't just overcharge, they swap out parts. In this scam, you're billed for a brand new part, like an alternator, starter, or suspension component, but instead, they install a cheap used part from a junkyard, or worse, don't replace it at all. You drive away thinking you've invested in quality repairs, but your car is running on borrowed time. Why it works. Most drivers don't check. Few people know what a brand new part should look like once it's installed. Trust in paperwork. The invoice lists new OEM part, so it feels official even if the part isn't. Hidden under the hood. Unlike tires or wiper blades, many parts are buried inside the engine bay where customers won't notice. Red flags. The new part looks dirty, scratched, or mismatched compared to the rest of the car. The shop refuses to provide packaging, receipts, or warranty info. Parts fail and usually fast, suggesting they weren't replaced with quality ones. How to protect yourself. Ask for the old part back. Honest mechanics will save it for you. Check the packaging and receipts for proof that new parts were purchased. Verify the part number matches what's listed on your bill. Stick with reputable shops that offer warranties on parts and labor. A customer was billed $650 for a brand new alternator. A few weeks later, the car wouldn't start. At a second shop, they discovered the alternator was a used one pulled from a salvage yard, worth less than $100. The driver not only lost money, but was left stranded until the repair was redone properly. Number 5. The leaky shock scam. Shocks and struts are a common target for dishonest mechanics because most drivers don't know how to check them. In this scam, a shady shop will spray oil or grease on your shocks, making them look like they're leaking fluid. Then they'll warn you that your suspension is failing and try to sell you an expensive repair job, often costing hundreds of dollars. Why it works. Visual trick. Seeing oil on a part instantly makes it look broken, even if it isn't. Driver inexperience. Most people don't know how shocks should look or when they really need replacement. Fear factor. Mechanics claim bad shocks can make your car unsafe, leading you to approve the repair quickly. Red flags. You see oily shocks, but the ride of your car feels normal. The shop refuses to demonstrate the problem or explain clearly. They pressure you to replace multiple shocks or struts at once without proof. How to protect yourself. Ask for a test drive with a mechanic so you can feel any real suspension problems. Look for symptoms. Bad shocks usually mean bouncy rides, uneven tire wear, or poor braking, not just a greasy mess. Get a second opinion if you're quoted hundreds for suspension work. A driver was told both front struts were dangerously leaking and quoted $1,200 for replacements. Suspicious. They went to another shop, which confirmed the shocks were perfectly fine. The first mechanic had sprayed oil to fake the problem. The driver walked away with no repair bill and saved over $1,000. Number 4. The new tires needed scam. Tires are one of the most expensive routine items on a car, which makes them a favorite for shady upsells. Some mechanics will insist your tires are bald or unsafe, even if they still have plenty of tread left. Others will exaggerate small cracks or normal wear to push you into buying a whole new set. Why it works. Safety scare. Nobody wants to risk a blowout or accident, so drivers panic when told their tires are dangerous. High profit. Shops make a lot of money on tire sales and installation. Hard to verify. Many people don't know how to measure tread depth. Red flags. They recommend replacing all 4 tires at once without showing measurements. You don't see cords, metal, or clear bald spots, yet they insist it's urgent. They skip showing you a tread gauge or comparison to the legal wear limit. How to protect yourself. Use the penny test. Insert a penny into the tread. If Lincoln's head is covered, your tires are still good. Ask for exact tread measurements in millimeters or 32 NDS of an inch. Get a second opinion before spending hundreds on a new set. A driver was told their tires were worn out and quoted $800 for a replacement set. Suspicious. They checked with a tire shop that measured 630 seconds of tread remaining, well above the replacement threshold. By walking away, they kept their safe tires and saved nearly $1,000. Number 3. The oil change trick. Oil changes are basic maintenance, but many quick lube shops turn them into easy money. The scam usually goes 2 ways. They tell you your oil is dirty after only a couple thousand miles, or they change the oil but skip replacing the filter. Either way, you end up paying for service you don't need or don't fully get. Why it works. Most drivers rely on the shop's word. Few people pull the dipstick to check oil themselves. Fear of engine damage. Shops warn that dirty oil will ruin the motor, scaring drivers into early changes. Fast upsell. It's easy for shops to slap a sticker on the windshield recommending another oil change in just 3,000 miles, even if modern cars last much longer between changes. Red flags. Being pressured into oil changes every 3,000 miles, regardless of your car. No offer to show you the old oil filter or receipts for the oil used. The shop rushes you out without proof of what was actually done. How to protect yourself. Follow your owner's manual. Many modern cars go 5,000 to 10,000 miles between changes. Check the dipstick yourself to see oil level and color. Ask to see the old filter to confirm it was replaced. A driver was told their oil was dirty at 2,500 miles and pressured into a $90 change. Later, Their manual showed the interval was 7,500 miles. They had spent money 3 times more often than needed, all because of a sticker on the windshield. Number 2. The critical safety issue pressure tactic. Few scams hit harder than fear. Some mechanics use scare tactics to push customers into expensive repairs, insisting the car is unsafe and shouldn't even leave the shop. They'll warn that the brakes could fail, the steering could snap, or the engine might seize, pressuring you into agreeing on the spot, often for thousands of dollars in unnecessary work. Why it works? Fear of danger. Nobody wants to risk driving an unsafe car, especially with family inside. Urgency. By refusing to let you leave, they create panic and a sense of no other option. Authority. Most drivers trust mechanics as experts and assume they wouldn't exaggerate safety issues. Red flags. Extreme language like "this car could kill you," or "you can't drive it out of here." The shop refuses to let you take your car without immediate repairs. A bill that seems inflated with multiple urgent safety issues at once. How to protect yourself. Stay calm and don't be pressured. Serious issues deserve proof, not panic. Ask to see the problem. Honest shops will show you exactly what's wrong. Get a second opinion before spending thousands. If the shop refuses to release your car, that's a huge warning sign. A driver brought in their car for a simple oil change. The shop claimed the brakes were dangerously close to failing and quoted $1,500 for immediate repairs. Feeling uneasy, the driver left and went to another mechanic, who found the brakes had more than 50% life left. By not giving in to pressure, they avoided a costly scam. Number 1. The all-in-one Upsell package. This is the king of repair scams, the Upsell bundle. You drive in for something simple, like an oil change, but leave with a massive bill for services you didn't plan on. The mechanic suddenly claims you need an alignment, fluid flushes, new filters, wiper blades, brake pads, and even a serpentine belt. The trick here isn't that the services don't exist. Many of them are real maintenance items. The scam is in the timing. Instead of spacing these out when they're actually needed, shops pile them together to boost profits, overwhelming you with a laundry list of urgent work. Why it works? Shock factor. Customers feel cornered when told multiple parts are failing at once. Trust in authority. Many drivers assume the mechanic is just being thorough. Convenience trap. People think better safe than sorry and agree, even if the timing isn't right. Red flags. A long list of repairs presented as urgent, even though you came in for one service. No clear explanation of which items are truly necessary now versus later. Pressure to approve everything before you leave the shop. How to protect yourself. Approve only what you came in for. Don't let the bill grow without your consent. Ask for timelines. Honest shops will explain what's urgent now and what can wait. Do your own research. Check your owner's manual and compare prices before saying yes. A driver brought their car in for a $50 oil change and was handed a bill for $1,200 worth of urgent extras. Suspicious. They got a second opinion. Another mechanic confirmed that only the oil change was due. The rest could wait months or years. By refusing the Upsell package, they saved over $1,000. So there you have it. 10 repair scams mechanics don't want you to know. Some shops are honest, but too many prey on drivers who don't know the tricks. Now you do. Which of these scams have you seen before? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear how you caught them. And don't forget, the community poll is live right now. Go vote for the next scam topic you want me to cover. Hit that like button if you learned something new. Subscribe to Truth Tune for more car tips and scam breakdowns. And share this video with someone who takes their car to the shop a lot. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.